Good evening, Facebook. Good evening. Let's jump up on this thing. Let's get in here. Let's connect. Let's receive a powerful word from God. Let me just get some people in here. Praying that everybody is doing well. Praying that everybody is having a safe week. Not only a safe week, but a safe month, and just a edifying God's name, and just a positive light, or positive output. Anything that's trying to hinder your spirit or block you from the blessings or the glorification of God, I pray that it's removed, and that not only are you stronger, but you are made whole. And not only are you made whole, that you're renewed to what God's trying to do in your life. Amen. Today, I am more than, can't even say the word excited, but I am more than just, I feel a illuminating light on myself, because I found myself in a state of thinking worldly when God took the worldly idle mind and he replaced it with the spiritual mindset. Somebody gonna miss that. I found myself not only battling with how I think, but I was battling with what people would perceive of me if I did this way, if I said this way, if I talked this way, or if my actions perceived this way, or if I said something to this person, how would it perceive? But I thought to myself, what does God think of me? And that's a question we don't ask ourselves daily, or we don't ask ourselves in the spiritual mindset. What does God think of me? Why are you saying that? God doesn't think of you as a person that is down in someone. God doesn't think of you as a person that's going to cripple some. God thinks of you, in spite of everything you do, he still thinks of you as his child. Can I be real? Many times we find ourselves in deliberating situations, and we find ourselves against the wall, and we find ourselves going through hell and high water. But how many times do we know that even through this, God still sees us as his child? I know Father's Day is coming up Sunday, but I know many people are not having earthly fathers, or they don't have nobody to rekindle a relationship with or go to or seek. But God's saying, I've been your father this whole time. I've been at every football game. I've been at every cheerleading practice. I've seen you cry your tears, and you're trying to put your trust in man, but I need you to put your trust in the Lord. Somebody missed that. Today we are dealing with John 6:35. I love it because I was just jotting down stuff, and I was like, ooh, something just clicked in my head. Let me just go here. John 6:35. Great text. Jesus is dealing with the people that he fed. And in chapter 6, here we see that the people they're so prestigious and they're so happy because God is feeding them. But when God tells them to seek faith, that's when they begin to get angry. John 6:35, it reads, and this is Jesus talking. Jesus said to them, I am the bread of life. Whoever comes to me shall not hunger, and whoever believes in me shall never thirst. I'm going to read it again because somebody's still going to miss it. Jesus said to them, I am the bread of life. Whoever comes to me shall not hunger, and whoever believes in me shall never thirst. What does that mean today? How can I apply that to 2020? How can I apply that to my life? How can, what you said that scripture, but how does it fit me? What did you consume? What did you put in your body? What person did you have around? What situation did you let linger that made you who you are today? Y'all quiet, y'all not coming. Y'all jump up on this because it's about to get real. What thing or what situation or what ailment of your body that you just let depict your situation or let depict your future, that you said, well, okay, I'm just gonna sit in this. I'm gonna not deal with it. In the scripture it says, I am the bread of life. So before anything, we know that Jesus is the way. And he goes on to say, whoever comes to me shall not hunger. So that means if I go to him, simply that means I will never be starvation. I won't go through anything. I'm fed. No matter what happens, I'm still fed. And then he goes on at the end to say, whoever believes in me shall never thirst. So if I just simply trust you, you telling me you're going to provide that for me when I'm out of oxygen and I feel like I can't catch my breath, you're going to quench my thirst. Here we're dealing with, like I said, the people, they were so transformed, and they looked at it miraculously, and they began to applaud, and they felt so good about it because they said, well, he's feeding us. But when God said, I want you to seek faith, it's in chapter 6. Somebody look at it. When God says, I want you to seek faith, that's when they began to get mad, because they were so intrigued on the food and what they were getting and that it was free that they were so consumed by that. But Jesus says, that's not all I have for you. How many times can I be real? We say, well, God get me through this week. If you get me through this, I promise I'll never do it again. God gets you through the week, but he says, that's not all I want you to get through. My God, come on. God says, okay, well, I blessed you with a car, but that's not all I had blessed for you. You say, well, God, I got a car, but I ain't got nowhere to drive my car. God says, I got a job for you. You say, well, God, I have the apartment, but I have no furniture. God says, I already have something lined up for you. Too many times we get complacent on what God is blessing us with, and we stay snagging it in it. That's a good word. That's a good word. Stagnant. We say, well, God, it's good for now, but what's happening later? God says, I don't want you to worry about later. Let me do that. Because if we're depicting the scripture and we're talking, the people came to Jesus looking for another miracle and more free food. It sounds like us today. They're looking for free things. If it's free, it's me. I heard that slogan, and I don't know where it came from, but it always ringed in my head. When people get around free stuff, we say, if it's free, it's me. And it's just funny. And they were looking for free food, but he wanted them to know who he was. Jesus said they need to be seeking the bread of heaven. Jesus clarified that it didn't mean good works, but the one sent by God. Okay, can I break that down right there? Jesus saying, okay, well, you're looking for another miracle in food. You're looking for steak. I don't know what they're eating, so I'm just paraphrasing here. Excuse me. You're looking for steak. You're looking for bread. You're looking for water. You're looking for meat. But I want you to look at the person providing. I want you to look at the person doing. I want you to look at the person that's going to transform your life into the next phase. And too many times we get caught up in what is around us. Too many times we get caught up in what's in front of us. Because anybody can bring you food. Anybody can bring you a drink. Oh man, I'm thirsty, man. I really need something, man, before I pass out. Anybody can say here. But was it wholeheartedly? Was this drink meant to push me on or to keep me where I'm at? Somebody missed that. Was this food? Was it meant to take my gluten higher and get my sugar higher to the way I can't perform? Or is it to push me to a better me? Come on, y'all bring it in. But Jesus is saying, okay, well, y'all got so caught up on the food. Y'all got so caught up. Can I bring it to the church? Y'all got so caught up in the musicians. Y'all got so caught up in the drums. Y'all got so caught up in the preacher, but y'all took y'all focus on me. Somebody say in the comments right now, watch your intake. You have to watch your intake, because not only your intake, you have to watch what you take in. I just changed the word around. This not that big, but you have to watch what you take in. I love it because Jesus is saying that, okay, well, you're praising the food and you're praising all these things I set before you, but I want you to praise me, because the only way you get eternal life is through me. And most of the times we've forgotten it. I see people saying, well, the stimulus check look good. And I'm seeing people say, well, the money looking good. And I see people say, well, the house is good and I'm set for life. But God says, you're not set for life. You just set for the world. You set for what the world wants you to be. But God says, did you already know I made you a home on the other side? Did you know that if you live through me, that everything that you have down here is not equated to everything I have for you up there? And that's the problem now today. We say, well, God, I took in so much. I got my degree and I got the car and I got the job and everything is good. And we get to the end of our lives and we say, well, what more is it? I promise you. Can I be real on here tonight? And I pray somebody just go back and watch this and see it. And I pray they share the message as well. But can I be real tonight? Too many times we get caught up in the world and we're not caught up in God. We forget what Jesus did for us on 2,000 years ago. We forget what Jesus did when he bled. But when we get to our life, when we get to the turmoil, we call on him. And the moment he blesses us with something, we take that blessing. But God says, I want you to spread the blessing. Somebody say, spread the blessing. STB. STB means something else. I can't say it on live, but if you have a few minutes, you can write it down and you will figure out what I'm talking about. But we say, okay, well, God, this must be it for me. This is it. But I came to tell you right now that nothing is better than a relationship with Jesus Christ. Nothing is better than seeking his faith. Nothing is better than being in his presence. Nothing is better than being in his praise. Nothing is better than exalting him and knowing who he is. My grandmother used to always tell me, if you can't do nothing right, serve the Lord. Because she said when friends leave, when family is at disarray, when people act like they funny, when situations get tough, I guarantee you can serve the Lord. Somebody quiet. Okay. Jesus said to them, who is them? They always say it in the Bible, say, who is them? Who is he talking to? He's talking to the majority of folks. Jesus said to them, I am the bread of life. Whoever comes to me shall not hunger, and whoever believes in me shall never thirst. Come on now, that itself is just so deep, and I love it because Jesus is already explaining what he can do if you believe in him. Just imagine what these people were going through. Just imagine the turmoil and the pits they were in their self. But when Jesus showed up and he declared a decree that through him they will live forever, that's when they began to get excited. But can I put a pin right there? Jesus not only blesses you, but he blesses the situation you're going through. Because too many times we say, well, God healed me, but he didn't heal my environment. Yes, he healed you to change your environment. That's like, okay, well, then we also say, okay, well, God, if you say who you say you was, just do it like this. And when God begins to do it like that, we look at it funny because we didn't expect it like that. Our expectancy level is running too low, but God says, I don't need your expectancy level to run low. I need you to expect something from me. I need you to trust me like you trust everything else. I need you to trust me like you trust that check on every Friday, bi-weekly. I need you to trust me like you're trusting the government to send something. I need you to trust me like you trust your car when you're on half a tank. All you have to do is trust me. Watch your intake. My brother on here, you know I gotta go hard now. Watch your intake. Because we say, well, the intake is good and what I'm taking in is good and the people I have around is good. But is that the people Jesus had around for you? Is that the circle Jesus blessed you with? We get, like I said, we get so caught up in the food, and it's not even the food, because if we transform it, sometimes it may be the church. And not only the church, it may be the people around the church. But can I talk about those little devils, about the intake? Too many times we take in pity. We take in envy. We take in jealousy. And can I break that down too? It's a difference between jealousy and criticism. Because people will think so much that you're jealous of them, but when you critique them and you understand what God placed in your heart to just tell them, not to hurt them or hinder them, but to bless them. People get mad. Oh, they trying to tell me about this. How they gonna tell me they ain't never been something? But I came to tell you right now, you can't talk to somebody about some shoes you never walked in before. You can't tell somebody about a business that you never had. I can tell you about Jesus. You know why I can tell you about Jesus? Because he did something in my life. And not only in my life, if you read the scripture, he did something in their life. When they were caught up in the world, when they were caught up in belittling each other, Jesus came in and stepped in and said, hey, I am the way. I am the bread of life. If you want to live forever, believe in me and trust in me. And too many times we trust in these gimmicks. We trust in these fast prayers. We trust in all these things, in these make ready processes. We trust in all these things, but we belittle Jesus. We say, well, Jesus provided in my life. I guarantee right now that what you think is 100% is only 25. That what you think is done is ain't halfway even finished yet. It ain't even halfway deliberately just started yet. Me and my wife, we've been watching a show. It's called Hell's Kitchen. And the thing I love about Hell's Kitchen is, although it's many chefs, it's one goal. I'm gonna come back to that. Although it's many chefs, it's one goal. And the one goal is to bring all the platters, all the appetizers, all the entrees on one accord. And if one person is off, then it misses. And one lady, she was on there cooking, and she was cooking real well, and like she thought she was. She said they asked her, "Are you ready to bring it to the window?" The window is the thing ready for it to go out and be served to the people. Y'all still missing it. The window was the thing going out to be served to the people. So when they asked her, "Are you ready to bring it to the window?" She said, "Yes, chef, I am." And we all know who Hell's Kitchen is, Gordon Ramsay. I don't have to get into it. But she said, "Yes, chef, I am." She was cooking halibut. I don't know fish, and I don't really got a taste for fish, but she was cooking halibut. And when she brought it to him, he began to get mad and get angry. And she said, "What's the problem, chef?" He said, "The problem is you overcooked it." And he said, "How long before you make another one?" She said 3 minutes tops. So when the 3 minutes went by, she cooked another one, and that one was raw. And he began to get angrier and said, "What's the problem with this one?" She said, "Well, this one's raw. It's cold." And he said, "It's so cold you can throw it back in the water." And when she did it, he said, "Do it one more time, and I promise, if you don't do it right this time, then I don't know what I can do." She began to get scared, and she said, "I gotta cook this well. I gotta cook this well." And when she cooked it the third time, it was just right. Jesus. Okay, let me break that down. In this season, a lot of people are overcooked. A lot of people are medium rare. A lot of people are undercooked, that you can just put them back in the water and they're cold. They don't even want to be hot. But Jesus is looking for somebody that is just right. Jesus is looking for somebody that's well done. Jesus is looking for somebody that's not lukewarm, that's not kind of cold, that's not here and there, but he's looking for somebody with the right temperature. And Jesus said, "That is you." Come on now. Jesus said, "That is you." And when I began to watch this show, I said, I wonder how I can talk to the people tonight. I wonder how I can perceive this message tonight. I wonder how I can go to them tonight, not only with the message of cooking, not only with the message of food, but if I can talk about the church. Too many times we got too many hot and cold people. They're hot on the financial side, but they low in the spirit. They hot when we going to places, but they're cold when it's time to fundraise. Can I talk about the world too? People are hot when they're making a lot of money, but they're low when they're not making enough. And that's the world, that's the flesh. But understand this, that Jesus will bless the minimum wage, and he will bless the low people the same way he blesses the high people. We have to get out of the social status that, oh, that's just a janitor. Oh, that's just a car mechanic. Oh, that's just a regular employee. God says that you are all of royal priesthood in my presence. You are all of royal priesthood. You are kings and queens. Stop letting the world demote you before God promotes you. Stop letting people slander your name, talk about you, talk about your family, and you letting it be okay. Well, you say, well, yeah, they right. I'm just this. Jesus say, no, you're not just this, because when I die for you, you just want this. I know who you are. I know you can conquer this. This situation you going through, this addiction you going through, everything you fighting, I know you can conquer this. You just have to watch your intake. We wonder why in our spiritual mindset that we've grown morally obese, that we can't walk and stride the same way, that we can't move and praise the same way, because we consumed a lot of things and a lot of hurt over the years and a lot of suffering over the years, and we haven't gave it to God. And God says, now look at you. You don't even recognize yourself. But the moment we begin to exercise in his faith, and the minute we begin to run in his glory, and we begin to wave his hand and wave our hands in his praise, that is when he comes in and say, well, okay, I see that you're working out. And not for your looks, but you're working out for me to get closer to me. And he begins to shed off the suffering. He begins to shed off the hate. He begins to shed off the things that we thought wouldn't come off. He begins to shed off the abuse. He begins to shed off the afflictions. He begins to shed off the things that we thought that weren't gonna go away ever. I just told somebody that the anointings on your life, based off how God is going to bless you, the attack is higher, because the devil knows that once God gives it to you and God shows it to you, that not only will you be transformed, but he know you'll be healed. And long as the devil can keep you at a standstill, he feel like he's doing his job. But God says, I'm not going to let the devil keep you at a standstill, but I'm still going to stand in your life. Whew, Jesus. I'm still going to stand in front of you when you feel like bullies are coming in. I'm still going to fight for you when you feel like the demons are coming against you. I'm still going to be there on the applications that you feel like you have to lie on. I'm still going to be there and love you as my child. But all I need you to do is watch your intake. All I need you to do is transform what's around you. All I need you to do is understand that Jesus is going to make a way. Understand this, that if he did it before, and Ty Trippett got a song, if he did it before, he will do it again. But I like to add another do it again on that. Because we say, well, God did it this time, and I know if I ask him again, if I come to him with it again, he probably ain't gonna do it the same way. You're right, he ain't gonna do it the same way, but he gonna do it 10 times better than before. I pray that I not only pray, but I decree that, okay, well, God not only does it in your life, but he does it 10 times and 3 times fold and 30 times fold and 100 fold in your life. Just went to event with my brother, and it was transforming, and I felt in my spirit that it was just so right. And right after I left, I told my wife, she said, well, how did it go? I said, I felt amazing. And not only amazing, but I said, you see how God works in other folks, and God will put things in your life that not only will he work on them, but through working on them, they will begin to explain things to you. And being young in ministry and being young and being a young minister and understanding things and trying to read the word and depict the word and depict the world, I had to be around some people that went through some of the same experiences. But I had to also be careful and watch my intake, because a lot of people will lay hands on you, but they're not good hands. A lot of people will pray on you and pray on you. My wife just told me that. She said a lot of people will pray for you and pray on you. I said, well, can you tell me the difference? She said, P-R-A-Y, they'll pray for you, and a lot of people will pray on you, P-R-E-Y. Because when people pray for you, they're exceeding you. They pray that you do better. And when people pray on you, they're trying to clean you down and knock you down and put you in turmoil. And I always remember where you came from, saying you ain't going to be nothing. But I claim right now that if you watch your intake, not only will you be something, but you will be better than what you was before. Somebody right now needs to go on a spiritual diet. Somebody right now needs to remove the old thing that they had in their life. Somebody right now, they say, well, I want to be good again. Like the movie says, Stella got her groove back, but I don't know who needs to get their groove back. And I don't know who needs to wave their hands. And I don't know who needs to clap their hands. And I don't know who needs to move their hands around. And I don't know who needs to stump their feet. But I declare right now that Jesus is going to do something in their life. Jesus is going to do something in their life. And not only in their life, but he's going to do something in their family life. All the hell I went through, all the pain, all the persecution, all the lies, all the deceit. But Jesus says, I see all and I know all, but I just want you to watch your intake. Because you can't allow people in your circle that's not for you. And we get mad when we don't see people around and we don't be shaking these same people's hand. But Jesus said, you ain't want to watch your intake, but I had to watch it for you. In school, in health class, they had a chart, and I loved it because I said, well, I'm a fan of eating sweets, and I'm a fan of candy. They had a chart. They said the healthy chart and the unhealthy chart. And the teacher said something good. She said, a lot of y'all on the road to be at least 300 pounds before you're 30. And a lot of y'all on the road to be at least under $175 before you're 30. And she said, what side of your life are you going to choose? Are you going to choose to eat the brownies and the sweets every day? Are you going to choose to be to be something that you're not? Are you going to choose to get big? Are you going to choose to do this? Are you going to choose to not get up and walk around? Are you going to choose to do all of this? And when saying all of this, this is high school. When saying all of this, I felt something in my spirit shift because I said, I don't want to be big and not understand God. That's deep. I don't want to be this big man and have everything and still not understand what God is trying to do in my life. But I'd rather be on a healthy track, and I'd rather take my spiritual diet serious and my spiritual fast serious to understand Jesus. I rather God remove the people before I remove the people. Because if I remove the people, I don't know if they're good or not. But if I pray to Jesus and say, Jesus, remove anything that's not of you, I know Jesus will fix it. People wonder why, I'm getting into this situation and me and them ain't seeing eye to eye and I don't talk to them this and that. But when you pray to Jesus and you ask Jesus for an answer, he will make the things uncomfortable so you have to leave. Jesus. He will make the things impossible, or you feel like you can't go on anymore, so you will have to leave. Understand this. When Jesus is in the room, even the demon tremble. When you begin to call on Jesus, even the devil flee. And I had to understand that because not only in this last year, but just in this last week, it's been hell and it's been turmoil. But when I begin to call on Jesus and I say, Jesus, you fix it. Because I'm just a man. I'm just a vessel. But I know that through you, I know that you can fix it. All the things I felt like I was dealing with, all the hell I feel like I was going through, all the things that I felt like I couldn't talk about, Jesus, you deal with it. All the family and childhood abuse. I said, well, Jesus, I don't know how to come about this. I don't know how to go through this. I don't know how to push through this. But Jesus said, live in me. If you believe in me, you will not thirst anymore. When you feel like you're getting cotton mouth and you can't speak about these things, Jesus say you will not hunger no more. When you feel like you don't, the counselor not listening to you, your spouse not listening to you, baby daddy, baby mama not listening to you, Jesus say, come to me. Because it's when I got on my knees and I accepted him and I prayed to him, that's when my life was transformed. And can I be real? It's been many days that I didn't pray, and the days that I didn't pray, they prayed on me. It's been many days where I felt like, I'm outside of his glory, and the moment I stepped out, that's when the devil stepped in. Because all it takes is a split second. And I don't know who I'm talking to right now on this live or on this video, but I pray that even in the enemy's turmoil, even in the enemy's hate, that you are still transformed. That your intake is made new. That everything that tries to come before you and everything that tries to knock you down, that you are still made new. I'm not worried about, if they like me or not. I'm not worried about doing this, but God says you have to make sure you on one accord with me. You have to walk this line with me. And you have to understand that I am Jesus alone. That your eternal life come through me. I felt like my soul was made new. I felt like I was transformed. Yes, we go through hell every day. Yes, situations happen. Yes, things may change. Yes, people may change. Yes, circles may flee. Yes, cliques may divide. But God says, I will provide all your needs. You just gotta watch your intake. Can I talk to the young people around my age or a little bit younger? And I only got like 5 to 10 more minutes. I promise I'm not gonna be before long. But I wanted to talk to you guys not only for career purposes or career wise or anything, but I'm gonna be real. Just on this week, I found myself in a state of just withdrawal. We know, you would go to the bank and can I be real with some people? Let me see who we got on here. Okay, can I be real with some people? You know, you go to the bank and you get a lot of money in there, and you say, well, I'm gonna make a withdrawal because I don't want it in the bank. I want it on hand. And the moment we make a withdrawal, we are taking it out of what it used to be. We're removing it from a place and we're putting it on us. But God says it was in the safe place, but the moment you took it out the safe place, that's when it began to tremble. That's when it began to fall. That's when all the things begin to attach to it. And you felt like it was a lot, but God says it's not even that much. A lot of things, like I said on my previous live, we use the word family. And we use this word, oh, we family. You my dog forever, and I promise I got you. And we say that all the time. I was just talking to my wife about it, and just one of my friends, we say that all the time, that no matter what, I got you. But we use the word family to cover up toxicity. And it's just a general statement, but you're using the word to say that, okay, well, it's okay because, you know, that's family. And I'm not going to say nothing to them because if they wrong, that's my family and can't nobody tell me about them. But I rebuke that right now. Because we look at each other and we don't hold each other accountable for things we did. We don't hold each other accountable for mistakes we made. Instead of just saying, well, okay, you was wrong, we say well, that's family. Instead of speaking the real, we say, well, it's okay, they family. Remove it right now. Because too many times, even in the family, it's cliques. And too many times, even in the family, it's several people that's looking at other people funny. But I pray right now, and I know right now that Jesus will make a way in the family. That even in the family, that he still is faithful. That even through his faithfulness, he is still going to provide in your life. Jesus is going to break everything that you thought man couldn't. Jesus is going to open the door that you thought you closed on yourself. We say, well, okay, sis, okay, bro, okay, cuz, okay, dog, okay, friend. We do all of that and we talk and yeah, this and that. But when God brought you out of something, don't go back to it. God says, I will open the door that no man can close. Because too many times we open one door and we got our back foot in the other one. Because we say, well, if I don't like what's in this door, I can just resort back in this. If I don't like where I'm going or where I'm coming to, I can just go back to this. If I say I love my wife or I love what I'm doing and I don't, I can resort back into cheating. I can resort back in being in the girlfriend boyfriend phase. If I say I love the job that I just got, but I want to go back to the job where they let me chill all day, it's fine. But Jesus is saying, watch your intake, because when I open that door, understand that everything behind you is gone. Everything that you thought was going to distract you or try to kill you or try to come against you, that is removed right now. You got to be not only spiritual enough, not only mental enough, not only courageous enough, but you have to be physically strong, mentally strong, and equipped in God's word to understand that your intake is considered based off what you take in. You may fake root for others. You may clap and you may clap and do all of this on social media, but deep down, you got to remove that hurt that you have for them. When somebody succeed, when somebody doing all of this, yeah, we may not talk. Yeah, we may not do this. Yeah, we may not hang out and all this. But understand that I'm not doing it for me. I understood that God will still let me love people with a long-handed spoon. I'm still gonna cheer you on. I'm still gonna congratulate you because I have to watch my intake. And the moment I begin to take in the devil, that's when the devil pushes out. I really hope that somebody understands that the intake is good. God being on your mental is good. God working in the physical is good. But watch your spiritual diet. And not only watch your spiritual diet, but watch your spiritual intake. Because the moment the devil can get you off your meal plan, that's when he begins to plan on your demise. God bless y'all.